What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 updates real quick. And it's Thursday, so that's TWAB day. And we're bang in the middle of the week where Telesto is playing up. Bungie give us a quick update on that, and we'll talk about its progress over the last couple of days. But then they speak about the final Iron Banner of the season. That'll come with a quick update to the Eruption game mode. It'll also be the final chance to grab some of the rewards. And then we have a winning Trials map from the vote last week, some next week in Destiny notes, and a couple of other brief updates. So not a huge TWAB today by any means guys, but as always, give us any thoughts you have on what they touch on in the comment section. And now let's get into it. First thing worth mentioning today, and Telesto has taken over. This of course started on Tuesday when Telesto started flinging its projectiles off into the air when fired. And many folks in the community immediately thought this could be a secret puzzle or event of some kind, although nothing was initially found. But then heading into Wednesday, Destiny the game on Twitter ran into a problem where Telesto broke down the wall and started tweeting all kinds of silliness. And at the same time, there was a notification in the game that Telesto was taking control. Then also on Wednesday, Telesto updated, and instead of firing rounds into the air, its projectiles started attaching and then exploding in a mini Deathbringer style explosion, which is pretty cool in itself that Telesto's got these kind of multiple modes that Bungie are switching through. But going into the TWAB, Bungie do touch on the weapon and what's going on, and they say, we're aware that Telesto is acting, well, like Telesto. So we wanted to give a little tip for the new lights that may not have heard that when Telesto acts up, we just toss a blanket over it until we can put a more permanent fix in. And they finished by saying, anyway, no puzzles or secrets to be found. Despite what the machine says, we're in full control of the situation and there's no need to panic. Cosmo had also said on Twitter that there isn't a puzzle or associated secret with Telesto right now. So any hopes for a hidden event or quest or anything like that appear to be in vain, and maybe Bungie are just playing around with the weapon, some new technology or updates or something like that. It's possible they'll give a further explanation in time, but like I said the other day, I'd consider this one as more of an Easter egg really. Moving on in the TWAB though, they speak about Iron Banner, and they say the final Iron Banner of the season is upon us. Don't forget to log in next week and finish up your title, or even get that guild, and of course, Iron Banner will return on Tuesday's reset. That'll be 15th of November. But Bungie add, we want to call out a quick note from the team. In Eruption, we fixed a bug where defeating a primed player on a 5+ streak would give extra points for each participant player. While it was interesting, this led to drastic point swings that were a bit too much for our liking, so now it only rewards points to the player that dealt the final blow. And we also updated the mode to only show you Iron Banner medals, instead of unintentionally showing Crucible ones. And to bear in mind those quick updates for Eruption, let us know if you plan to play any Iron Banner for the final time in the season next week, but also bear in mind Bungie had said that the Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle and Reese Walker Shotgun from the Iron Banner are going to be leaving the loot pool rotations in Season 19, so if you want to pick one up or get a better roll or anything like that, this will be the final Iron Banner where we'll be able to do it for a little while. So have fun if you do jump into the Iron Banner, but moving on to Trials. Last week, Bungie gave us the chance to vote for the Trials map, and they say this week's Trials of Osiris will be on Cauldron. So obviously that's the winning map right there. They also add, if you're still struggling to get Bungie.net emails, as some players are, be sure to check out the page that they link in the TWAB, so the link for that will be in the description as well. And the final couple of bits include that as they fight to wrestle control of in-game messages from Telesto, here's what's coming up next week in D2. And we're going to get the Glassway as the Nightfall next week. Iron Banner Eruption, of course, will return, and we'll get momentum control to the Crucible, along with bonus Crucible ranks. Then for the raid and dungeon rotation, we'll see Deepstone Crypt, as well as the Shattered Throne. And then for Stadia characters, they also highlight again, D2 players whose main characters are from Stadia should set up cross-save with another platform, and that needs to be done before Stadia shuts down on January 18th. And they say additionally after that time, players with a Google Stadia account as their primary account should not deactivate cross-save for any reason. Doing so will result in players completely losing access to characters. So super important to bear that in mind if you happen to play Stadia. And then here for the Ether Tank's radio messages, they say they're investigating an issue where players are unable to receive all of the messages when playing across multiple platforms. And as a workaround, players should continue to complete their Sales of the Ship Stealer weekly quest missions on a character that has at least one game of chance remaining from the spider, as well as ensuring they receive all of the other messages on this character before progressing the story mission on another. And so bear that in mind. And finally, for known issues, they say, Telesto. There we go guys, that does it for the TWAB. Pretty short one right there. Give us your thoughts on the Telesto Easter egg and lack of puzzle in the comment section. Hope you found the video useful today. If you have, be sure to drop a rating below and get subscribed if you're new to see more Destiny content. Only a few weeks until Season 19. Otherwise, cheers for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.